I'm loving the Shannara Chronicles, and I'm sure you will too. So I was privileged with getting an early look at MTV's new TV show, The Shannara Chronicles, based on Terry Brooks' book, The Elfstones of Shannara, which is the second book in his best-selling series, The Shannara Chronicles, and it's also the second book that he wrote. The way that they sent it to me was really cool. It was contained inside a mysterious box, but inside of that box was an even more mysterious bag. As I opened the burlap sack, I found some sort of mystical codex. Inside the codex contained small round electrical discs. Of course, my curiosity got the best of me, so I decided to put them in my DVD player, and to what was my surprise, that I would find the brand new show of the Shannara Chronicles. In an interview with Terry, he commented on how he loved the way that they adapted his book into a TV series. The small plotline changes that they made, he agreed were great ideas and worked for the story as a whole. In the beginning of our story, we meet Amberly, played by Poppy Drayton, training for the Gauntlet to become the first female chosen of Arborlawn. Amberly is the elven princess of Arborlawn, King Eventine, played by John Rhys Davies, being her grandfather, as well as the elf to end the War of the Four Races and bring peace to the lands 30 years ago. Amberly is a strong-willed and compassionate woman who strives to prove herself in the world. After becoming one of the chosen, she touches the great Elcrease tree and receives a vision of the future. A vision filled with chaos, demons, and suffering. After dwelling on the vision and drawing the demons in an attempt to understand, she hears a calling from the tree again. When she answers, she sees a vision that scares her enough to flee in hopes of protecting her loved ones. We then go to Will, played by Austin Butler, who is beside his mother in her last moments. She hands him his father's Elfstones and tells him to find the druid. Will is a naive half-elf, half-human who is seeing the world for the first time. Will first sets out with the goal to train to become a healer. Little does he know that he is the last of the Shannara bloodline and that destiny has already laid a path before him. Will's first day out of Shady Vale gives a great view on the world that they now live in, showing us how things have changed over the years, seeing as this is a world where what we consider to be present-day humans are considered ancient history. And in this world, he has to be wary of things like trolls, gnomes, and rovers. And who should he run into on his first day out of Shady Vale? None other than a rover named Eritrea. Eritrea, played by Ivana Baquero, is a member of the Rover clan led by her father. The Rovers are like gypsies, traveling as a band of misfits throughout the land. The Rovers are also thieves who will steal anything that they can get their hands on, and the Elfstones that Will just received are high on the list of valuables. Early on, Eritrea finds herself crossing paths with Amberly and Will multiple times, completely unaware of how her destiny is entangled with theirs. After waking from his 30-year slumber, Alanon, the last human druid played by Manu Bennett, immediately begins his druid mission to save the Elcrease tree and help the world in its dire moments once again. His first step is to find Will, the last of the Shannara bloodline. He is then to take Will on as an apprentice and help him find the warrior and protector within him. Now you may be wondering, what is this Elcrease tree that I've been talking about, and why is it so important? Well, long ago when demons and magic existed, the Elcrease tree was created to banish this darkness and imprison it within itself. It's said that each leaf imprisons one demon, and when that leaf falls, that demon is released into the world. These demons are led by one corrupt elven druid, the Dagda Moor, his main minion being the Master of Disguise, the Changeling. The Elcrease tree serves as a preventative measure against the Dark Druid's power, but as it grows weaker, he grows stronger. Now that is just a very small sneak peek at the first episode of the Shannara Chronicles, and a quick introduction to our main characters. The main story that the Shannara Chronicles tells is of Amberly, Will, and Eritrea on their journey to bring life back to the Elcrease tree and prevent the evil plans of the elven druid, the Dagda Moor. It also tells the story of Arborlawn and the royal family, and how they are reacting to the discovery that magic and demons actually exist, and that what they had considered to be fairy tales were coming to life. Now this show is filmed in New Zealand, just like many other fantasy-style TV shows and movies are. And this was a great choice, because New Zealand has some amazing scenery that really gives you that fantasy feel. The way that the show implemented the world of the Shannara Chronicles into the New Zealand landscape was amazing, and it really gives it a life of its own and makes you think that these places could really be out there. And the way that they were able to incorporate a setting that shows that our present day existed and was now ancient history was very well done. My overall opinion of this show is that I am really enjoying it. MTV allowed me to watch the first 4 episodes, and I am already hooked and can't wait to see episode 5 and beyond. And it wouldn't be an MTV show if it didn't have an amazing soundtrack, and boy did they deliver. It really adds to the fantasy experience. And as an RPG gamer, I also felt at times that I was actually watching a TV show of a great new game that I was about to play. The show also did a great job on making you really think of this as a possible future, as what they called trolls are actually just mutated humans contained in suits. I highly recommend watching this show. You will not be disappointed. Oh, and if I didn't mention earlier, Eritrea and Amberly are super hot, so that's always a plus. If you enjoyed this video, you can subscribe to our channel for more great content. We really appreciate it. I'm Dan with Comic TV, and I'll see you in Arborlawn.